Hey guys, it's Wednesday and a great day to do your homework, okay? It's a great day to do your math. The secret word is it's, but it's the one that I just used. It's a great day to do your math. So you got to figure out which it is that and copy it correctly. If you want to write it down on your homework so you remember it, that's great. So that's the secret word. All right, so for number 1, I'm going to do the odds with you today. We have 81 over 100, and it says convert to a decimal. Okay, we got to remember that our dog denominator goes outside of the house, and we're going to put 81 on the inside, right? So I can't, 100 will not go into 81, so I'm going to put my decimal and then bring it up. Add a 0, because 100 can go into 810. When you're looking at this number, you're not looking at 81 anymore. You're kind of ignoring that the decimal's there and just reading the numbers. 100 goes into 810 8 times, and then you have 8 times 100 is 800. Okay? And then I'm going to add another 0 just for the sake of bringing it down. And then 100 goes into 100 one time. So my decimal is 81 hundredths. Now, if you wanted to just do, just like you said, 81 hundredths, you're going to get it right, but it's going to get harder, and you have to remember that your dog denominator goes outside. So for number 1, the answer is 81 hundredths. All right, number 3. All right, so we have used to compare, and I'm comparing 3/4 and 3/6. Okay. Excuse me. I'm gonna grab my drink. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I need to do the butterfly, right? And then you're going to point to the smallest number when you're done with that. So I'm going to multiply. When I say butterfly, remember that's going to be this right here and this right here. So we have 3 times 6 is 18. 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, and then you always point to the smallest number, so I'm pointing that way. So 3/4 is greater than 3/6. So for number 3, your arrow is going this way. All right, number 5. Let me grab a drink real quick. Number 5, and it's Coca-Cola. Yummy. All right, number 5. I have 10 and 1/8, and I'm subtracting 8 and 5/8. Okay, so remember, you can't do your whole number first because you might have to borrow. And if you go ahead and figure that out, then you're not going to be able to borrow. First thing you need to do is look at the denominators. If the denominators are the same, then you can go ahead and subtract. If they were not the same, then you would do the latter and find the least common denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract because I have like denominators. So I can't do 1 minus 5, right? Not possible. So I'm just going to change this out. I'm going to make this a 9, and then I'm going to add 8 over 8 to this one. So I still have 10, remember, because there's 9 over here and 1 over here. I just changed it out. Just like you can change out $1 and get 4 quarters, but you still have $1. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do this. I have 1 plus 8 is 9, and then I keep my denominator. I'm going to put my big circle here so I remember to go back and do my whole number. So then I have 9 minus 5 is 4/8, and then I have 9 minus 8 is 1. So the answer is 1 and 4/8. But you know what? That is not right because you have to reduce it now. You have to simplify it. So I'm going to to simplify it, I'm going to put it in the ladder. I'm going to put the 4 and the 8. And remember, you have to put it in that order or else it won't come out right. And then I'm going to pop, which means pull out a prime. And the prime number I'm pulling out is a 2. 2 goes into 4 2 times. 2 goes into 8 4 times. Okay? And then I'm not done. I can pull out another prime number there. So if you were done, you would stop. But I'm not done because I can pull out another prime. The prime number I'm pulling out is a 2. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 4 twice. 1 and 2 are right next to each other on the number line, and it starts with a 1. So those are our 2 rules. If it starts with a 1, it's done. You can't simplify it anymore. And if they're right next to each other on the number line, you can't simplify it anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and add my slash or my division sign. So the final answer is 1 1/2. So if you put on your paper 1 4/8, it's going to be counted wrong at this point. 4th grade, I don't think it was counted wrong, but now it is because you guys know how to do it. So for number 5, the answer is 1 1/2. Number 7, let me turn my page. Number 7, we have 2 1/7, right? Minus 1 3/7. First thing I need to do is see if the denominators are the same. In this case, the denominators are the same, so I can go ahead and start with my subtraction. I cannot subtract 3 from 1. 1 minus 3. Can't do it, okay? So I'm going to change this out to a 1, right? And then I'm going to add 1 over here. So I'm going to add it as 7 over 7 so that my denominators stay the same. I'm going to go ahead and figure this one out. 1 plus 7 is 8, so I have 8 over 7. And then I'm subtracting 3/7, right? I'm going to put a big circle there so I make sure that I go back to my whole number. Then I have 8 minus 3 is 5, and then I keep my denominator, right? 1 minus 1 is 0, so I can just, if you do this on your paper, 1 5/7, it's still right because you're telling me that you have 0 whole numbers and then 5/7. If you just put the 5/7 on there, it's right. This is really the one that's right, though. This is the most right. I know that sounds weird in math, but that is the one that is the best answer. So now I have 5 and I have 7, right? So I'm going to see if they reduce because neither one of them is a 1, and neither one of them, they're not right next to each other on the number line. So that's how I know I need to put it in the ladder to see if it reduces. Okay, now I got to pull out a prime. Okay, so 1 or 2 is prime, 2 will not go into those. 3 is prime, will not go into those. 4 is not prime, 5 is prime, but I can't pull out a 5 because 5 does not go into 7. So that would be you can't go any bigger than 5 because 5 right here is your smallest number. So the answer, it is done. So I'll put the mark there, and 5/7 is your answer. Okay, so for number 7, the answer is just 5/7. All right, now we're going to do number 9. Number 9 looks to be tricky. I think we're going to like this one. It looks to be a little bit tricky, though. Okay, so Savitas' class recycled 5 6/9 boxes of paper in a month. If they recycled another 6 1/7 boxes the next month, was in the total amount. Okay, if they recycled another 6 1/7 boxes the next month, was in the total amount they recycled. Ew, I think should be what? I don't write these questions. What is the total amount they recycled, right? So let's look. So since it's asking for the total amount, then that tells me that I need to add them together. So I have 5 6/9, and I'm adding 6 1/7. Okay. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find the least common denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 9 and 7 at the ladder. Okay. And then I'm going to pull out a prime number. Okay. 2 will not go into either one of these. 3 goes into 9, but it won't go into 7. 4 is not prime. 5 will not go into either one of these. 6 is not prime. 7 will go into 7, but it won't go into 9. And 7 is the last prime number you can use because you have a 7 here. You can't go bigger than what you have. Okay, so remember what you do if there is no, if you can't figure out the LCD, then you multiply them together, right? So 9 times 7 is 63, right? Isn't it 63? Yes, it is. Okay, so then I'm just going to follow along with what I normally do. I'm going to say, self, how did you get from 7 to 63? And I know that's times 9. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So I get 9 there. Okay? And then I'm going to say, self, how did you get from 9 to 63? And I know that's times 7. So this is going to be times 7. Okay? And 6 times 7 is 42. Wow, that's going to be big. Okay, so now I can go ahead and add them. I'm going to go ahead and put my circle here so I remember to go back to my whole number. So 42 plus 9, 9, 10, 11, 4, 5. So that's going to be 51 over 63. And then I can do 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay, so 51 and 63. I need to see if that reduces, right? So I have 51. I'm glad this one happened today. And 63. So I've got to pull out a prime. So look at these. 2 will not go into 1 and 2 will not go into 3. 3 goes into 3. So let's try it. Will 3 go into 51? Let's try it over here on the side. 1 times 3 is 3. 5, that's 2, and that's 1, so that's 7. Yes, it does. So this one, let's see. I don't know if I can pull it out yet because I got to see if it goes into 63. 3 into 63. Just do it over here on the side. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 2 times 3 is 6. 0. Pull down your 3. 3 goes into 3 once. So look at that. I can pull out a 3, okay? So when I pull out a 3, 3 goes into 51 17 times, and then 3 goes into 63 21 times, okay? So let's think and see if we can pull out another prime number. 17 actually is a prime number, so it's just, so if 17 can't go into 21, which it can't. You can't do 17 times 2 would be what? 17 times 2, 14, 2, 3, would be 34. So that's too big. So since 17 is prime, we're going to stop. So final answer is 11 and 17 over 21. Okay, and I got to change that on the answer sheet because they did not reduce it, but you guys know you have to reduce it, right? 17 over 21. Okay. Final answer for number 9 is 11 and 17 over 21. All right, guys, have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow.